Róisín, thanks a million
Hi,
for accepting my curry to come into us here in Queeley's. Have you been in this pub before?
Yeah, I was here years ago when I was probably, when was the last time it was open? I can't remember, but probably when I was around probably 8 or 9. So we're talking around 20 years ago maybe. Yeah, or more. Yeah, I do remember it. It's funny, like Fahey's and Quailey's, that's where we used to go. Like we stayed in a B&B across the road, so used to come across, yeah. You'd always come in and someone would be playing, like some great piper would be playing in the corner, or Paddy Keenan used to be in here, and everyone like trying to crush in the door to try and see him. Like it's funny, like yeah.
Very good, very good. You might talk to us about where you come from and how you first came across the music.
Well, I'm from Rathfarnham in Dublin, kind of the leafy suburbs of Dublin now. And my mum and dad are from. My mum was from Connemara, but from kind of Donegal heritage, probably originally from like Downings and Fintown, Ballinafin up in Donegal. So they moved to Connemara, and she was probably brought up there. So there was kind of a lot of Gaeilge and stuff. You know, obviously she was a native speaker really there from there. And then my dad was he was from inner city Dublin, but kind of interested in music. You know, growing up Mayo kind of origin, but. So they would have hung around, probably listened to a lot of music back then, and obviously when they had kids then got us involved in music. We lived out in kind of Rathfarnham, Ballantyre area. Dundrum was a big area for Glór and Gael. Like it was I think probably in the 90s, like they got a prize there, and the Sculnahy was a local primary school, and so we went there, and there's a lot of families from all, you know, people could afford to live in the area from places all around the country at the time. So there was a lot of, like, we had the Mathúnas down the road, we had O'Canawans, our next door neighbours were from Connemara, like, so there was a lot of that people didn't really realise. It was actually quite a minority thing to go to the Gael school then. And then we went to Cravenagh, he was up the road, which is the Cultus branch, and lucky enough there, just went to the classes, and it was great. And then I kind of started probably singing more, went into Una band, Vic Mhathúna's class one day. I was probably only around 7 or something like that, and I started singing. I think my dad always thought maybe I could sing a song. But I went in there and we just had great crack. Like, it was more about the crack and listening to songs and chatting and everything. I was lucky, like Séamus and Una would take me down to the house and like give me recordings and tapes and different things, you know, and I was really young as well, and brought me to Rockcar and brought me to Kool-Aid, like, you know, totally out of the goodness of their heart as well. So like that's probably where a lot of music came from that. And then obviously playing the fiddle, went to Closhdoe, Niscon, which helped again ameliorate that, and just kind of you made so many friends. And then coming down to Willie Clancy every year was the main thing, and made the Fla and different places. Like, yeah.
Who taught you the fiddle?
Who taught me the fiddle? So back in Cravenagh, actually it was Deirdre O'Grady, and then Oisin McDermott that I was teaching for a while, and then I went to Terry Crehan over in the north side. Parents would drive you over Tuesday night, but he was brilliant. They're all great, like he was great, just individual classes, so that was the thing. And then came to a lot of workshops really, which I was only talking about it recently, how important it is to go to the workshops actually. And I was lucky that I was able to go to them and being brought around, had that resource. But and hearing the music places, you know, we're talking about that, like sometimes now maybe potentially people don't actually listen to anything, they just play, like they don't actually, there's no tapes being played in the car or anything anymore. Like maybe I'm wrong, but you know, it's about kind of hearing, even walking around the sessions, hearing it, enjoying it. Do you know, that's really what it was about. Like, but
do you find is it a bit boring now?
Is what a bit boring? Are
people playing the same? Are people just bring up on that point that people they're not listening, they're just playing?
I don't know. Like, suppose now, you know, I wouldn't want to put too much of an opinion out on that, but
don't be afraid.
In terms of like, there's so many new young musicians and everything like that, and probably the last few years, you know, obviously hasn't been on, Liam Clancy hasn't been on because of the pandemic, and you know, when you get a bit older, obviously you start working, you can't come down all the time for the week, or you know, other stuff. But yeah, like, people are, I don't have like any kids to say that now, but I'd hope that they are listening. But I don't know if society has changed, so people have so much there now. Do you know what I mean? Like, the stuff so much on like social media and everything like that. And yeah, it's great that people are getting a platform. Potentially that may be a bit. It can get a bit, maybe a bit much, and probably it's hard to then compartmentalise what you want to listen to. If you get me, I don't know if that really answers the question.
Growing up, who did you listen to?
Who did I listen to? Probably on the fiddle playing.
Or singing.
Or singing. And so, yeah, listening to singing probably would have, the recordings would have been mainly kind of Dara O'Cahan, more so even than, you know, obviously Shosha Wahaney, but would listen to him, Josie Sean Jack McDonough as well. And a lot of Séamus Mathúna, and we'd listen to like Diarmid Súilleabháin, the Kool-Aid singers as well. It wasn't just geared towards, you know, the Connemara style. And then singing as well, like apart from sean-nós, like I loved Paul Brady, Andy Irvine, all them, Sean Garvey, you know, I remember Sean Garvey came down again, his sister was our neighbour in Dublin. He came down to the house one day, he'd always call in for a cup of tea and taught me the Boys of Born and Shroud, you know, at the time, like that's like 25 years ago now, do you know what I mean? But so there was a lot of that, like, you know, I sort of listened to all those, the Dubliners, Luke Kelly, huge influence, you know, because brilliant singer, like, you couldn't really, it's hard to get better than that, really, like, where else? So then in terms of the fiddle playing, yes, like Tommy Peoples probably would have listened to him a lot, and Frankie Gavin, just kind of the main guys. Who else? You know, I went to class, Jerry O'Connor, loved Dermy Diamond as well, and he taught me down here in Millie things like that, like, so hard to know.
When you're, you know, what is your go-to if you're ever in the mood to just play some music? Are you going to sing, or do you pick up the fiddle?
Probably pick up the fiddle if I'm on my own in the house. I rarely sit around singing on my own in the house. Like, it's funny, like, when you think about it like that. I like singing with people or for people. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy the whole thing around it. Obviously, I do sing. It's not for attention or anything like that. It's just more for... It's just because it's the thing that everyone should share. And I think I got a lot of that from Séamus, because that's the way he was. Do you know what I mean? And they brought you to places and we all sang. You know what I mean? It wasn't... You know, sometimes I find anyway, there can be quite the element of traditional singing and stuff like that's very kind of, you know, it can be a bit straight down the line sometimes. I don't know if that's the right word to use. Séamus Mathúna didn't really, or Una, like, they weren't, like, he wanted everybody to sing. He was very inclusive and everything like that. It was a huge influence on me, and I always think it was very encouraging. It wasn't trying to be exclusive. It was just, let's all sing here, but we know what we like. Do you know what I mean? And it's good. And that kept me singing. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be playing music. I wouldn't be playing, like, you know, certain people in my life who I wouldn't be here, you know, playing away and singing. So that's really, I love singing, like, you know, for people and with people, like, you know.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Who were the people that were in your school in Coisleán Uí Néill? You were?
Yeah.
It seems to be well known for me.
It is, yeah. I think, would you know it yourself?
No, I'm not going to find out.
Oh, all right, okay. So, it's a school, yeah. So, school over in, I'm sure there'd be a good bit of chat about this over the archives over the years, but it's a school over in, really, right on the motorway there in Donnybrook, kind of next to the big Radisson Hotel. It's boys and girls school, Gael school, next to each other. And so, like, loads of musicians came from it, but we obviously in school with me, like, who was you know, we had school with Bonny Sculla when we were in school. We were really lucky. It was great, like, 'cause it was a very academic school, but there was also music and a bit in sports as well. We all played, like, but so yeah, like who the O'Costages, Matthew, Natalie. Then you also had like Cormac Dermody who went on to play with Lancome and everything like that. Like, great fiddle player, like Cormac. And then Colm O'Brien, brilliant bouzouki player. Like, these guys who probably maybe they wouldn't be recorded that much in the archives, but they were all there with us. And who else do we have? Like, you know, I have a few brothers who played. Ivan Morris, he was a great flute player, playing with us as well. And you know, who else in the band? Like Owen O'Canawan, they were a few years behind me, like, but we all knew each other. Salog was in school as well, Salog's sister, she's in my class in school. So again, it's funny, like, in Dublin, having two sean-nós singers in the same class in school. You know what I mean? Like, so it's unusual, like, people would ever know that, like, you know, for years. And yeah, it's loads can't even think of any musicians now, but sure, they know who they are.
It must have been a great thing, because a lot of people, we're talking to them here even this week, not when they went to school, there weren't many other people playing Irish traditional music.
Yeah.
Like Rita Farrell, for example, she didn't tell people that she played traditional
Yeah,
music.
she was in London.
But where you went, it was like this hub where all these young people were. almost competitive, was it, at some time to get into those bands?
Probably
It
was,
seems that-
like, probably was. I was kind of always in them, so I probably didn't think about that, you know what I mean? I'm sure there was plenty of other musicians who didn't get the chance to be in the bands, you know what I mean? And I'd say now there's more bands for them, but you know, when you're that age, you don't even think about anyone else, you're just going in playing, like. But yeah, there's a, like, flourish up in the Goldthorry, like, there's a lot there, like, you didn't, you know, and even at lunchtime, friends of ours who were from the north side, who went to the English schools over there, who we knew, like the Lions and stuff, they used to come over to school sometimes and sit and play they played in the yard and all. People knew them, they thought they went to our school, but I think they were off school, they'd come over, like, things like that. Like, it was great, and it was quite laid back as well, like, you know, it was.
I know you went on and you've a great career now in medicine, but
I do, yeah.
you're Dr. Chambers. Did you ever consider going professional?
No, not really, no.
No.
To be honest, I haven't had time to be thinking about any of this type of stuff, but I suppose I was always studying and stuff, and I like having a baseline of my kind of career that I've probably worked quite hard to get to, you know. But also, no, I like, and I don't know if the enjoyment would be taken out of it. It's hard to really survive with that, really, isn't it? These days, like, it is, like, you know, but some people do. But yeah, I think it's nice to have a balance and you enjoy it a bit more than, like, you know, do a few gigs here and there. And
who are your influencers? Who influenced you? And there's English singing, and then there's sean-nós singing. You've spoke about O'Cahan a bit, and Séamus Mathúna. For songs in English, were there specific singers that influenced you?
I suppose I mainly sang a lot of songs in Irish. Do you know what I mean? Probably would have listened to the likes of, growing up, like, CDs from Len Graham, that type of, you know, things for him. Who else? Well, again, Sean Garvey, he sang a lot in English as well. Like, Séamus sang a lot in English. He didn't sing only in sean-nós song, you know what I mean? So there was a lot of that, and yeah, really trying to think now at the top of my head. I don't know, put me on the spot here, I can't think.
Did you ever listen to Dolores Keane?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I used to Dolores Keane and all. Sorry, my brain is, like, not working at the moment. Yeah, I love Dolores Keane. She's one of my favourite singers. Yeah. So I actually heard her on the radio the other day. I always wanted to be like her. I listened to the likes of Dick Gahan was a huge influence on me as well. His tapes were always in the car as well. It's another brilliant singer. There's a lot of Scottish singers. You know, there's brilliant songs from there that probably, you know, that I liked as well. So yeah, no, Dolores Keane was my favourite. Now I like Mary Black, and they were great. There's some great versions from the Black Family years ago, you know what I mean? But the music changes over the years. Like, you might like some old recordings of somebody or some ones that aren't.
What defines A good singer, in your opinion?
Yeah.
And B, then, what defines a good song?
A good singer. I think you have to have... Well, everyone's opinion's different, you know what I mean? So, a good singer, someone who I think I always like, and I was ever talking about a competition, or, you know, maybe listening to people and telling them what you like in their singing, would be probably having a bit of music in your voice. I think you have to think having that makes you, I prefer that to listen to it myself, okay? I think that's a good singer. A bit of music in the voice and making sure it has to be musicality. You know, I find sometimes that people don't have that, in my opinion. But, you know, listen to that, and also being able to sing the song for people as well, to have that kind of engagement as well is an important thing as a singer. And also having, like, course, like having an interest in songs, and, you know, and not particularly knowing loads of songs, you know what I mean? I know myself, like, this, I mean, there's years go by where I don't learn a song at all, because life takes over and you haven't, you know, like, to have time. But as long as you can sing those songs, you know, as well as you can, you know, at the time. And a good song, a lot of the time, you know, obviously there's two things to a song, two main things, obviously the story of the song and, like, where it's from, and then also the melody of it. But the people would like, some people just like a song with a nice melody, telling you that's the way some people are, you know what I mean? Some people, you know, because a lot of people, especially with sean-nós singing, they don't know what you're saying anyway. You know what I mean? But you go to a foreign country, even in Ireland, like, they're not going to know, like, a lot of the songs they don't know, but they actually, it still resonates with them. It's the music, it's the way it's sang. Do you know what I mean? I know particularly some, like, that, you know, the song Queen of Dree Were that I sang in the Bonny Men CD. amount of people that love that song, but they haven't got a clue. Like they don't know what exactly it's about. They don't know the words, but still, it's the music and the song and the way it's sang that actually stays with them. And that's not me blowing my own trumpet or anything like that, but it's just the song itself. You know what I mean? So that's what's important, really. I think it's not. I don't think we need to go too deep into trying to analyse why it's a good song and why it's not. I think it's either you think it's a good song or you don't think it's a good song. And yeah, and that's, things change. Sometimes I like the song, sometimes I don't. But, I think we just need to all enjoy it together and not be too judgmental and different things. But
I like that. Would you do a song?
I will. My voice is gone from talking here. Like. Ní iarn despair how ní Bhruinneallaigh ballin is case gadelú honey ní Sora house how ní Bhruinneallaigh so chushis is Ruán Magan similom Farma Mathúna town farmana far so it is liar Caisleán Uí Néill Sora how ní Bhruinneallaigh so chushis is Ruán Magan similom Master bought warm good only locket not on you do harsh though in a one do agus ó Ruán Ní Bhruinneallaigh sa chuiste is Ruán Magan similom Master boards warm go road no ganniva to lachan ní woats ní hocan na narige agus ó Ruán Ní Bhruinneallaigh sa chuiste is Ruán Magan similom Bhí an ní nóide mar a waradi nas garan go dowla sao Ní Bhruinneallaigh agus ó Ruán Ní Bhruinneallaigh so chuiste is Ruán Magan similom Níl fallach I gaul how Ní Bhruinneallaigh ha seachotín down gan cail gan muinche le agus ó Ruán Ní Bhruinneallaigh so chuiste is Ruán Magan similom Nuair thiocas lá bragas a chuí ó warige há túda mesalam go céimh no galive agus ó Ruán Ní Bhruinneallaigh so chuiste is Ruán buríha chut mis God. Sinead, thanks.
Lovely. That's amazing.
I think the last time that was sang that on Gantry back when I was like 18, 17, the cobblestones. Jeez, I was singing. Anyway.
The good old days.
They
talk about
the party days.
There's a huge talk at the minute about folk revival, the folk scene, and there's a lot of singers, especially, and folk revival. It seems to be an in thing at the minute.
Singing?
Well, I wonder, is it? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, do you want to give me what are my thoughts on the kind of new... Yeah, so obviously, so there's a lot of new bands probably coming, new singers and new bands coming out. Like, for example, probably Lancome would have probably... they probably would have kick-started it a bit. I feel, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe there was someone else before that maybe I missed, but... and they started and got old Dublin songs, and those lads were around for years, singing, even in the cobblestones and everywhere, great and collecting songs and different things. So that's great, you know what I mean, that they starting up, and then that's probably spurred a lot of, I find that there's a new style of singing maybe developed from this. I'm not sure, I'm sure it's not new, I'm sure it's based on older styles, you know what I mean, and some of it I like, some of it I don't like, but sure, they're still very good at what they do you know what I mean? And I think it's actually brought a new audience into traditional music, people who never would have listened. Now, some people might think, some people might give out about it, some people mightn't, but even down now at big festivals, these festivals, there's a festival down in St. Glendalough or somewhere like that, recently. And, you had folk singers up on stage there with big crowds watching them, and that wasn't really a thing that much for a long time there. Like, no one would have dreamt of that. So yeah, I think it's a good thing, but as long as I think that the people who probably haven't been really I still have a bit of probably traditional view that, know a bit about where that singing actually kind of came from a small bit. Do you know what I mean? And also still have a bit of musicality in the singing that sometimes I find might be lacking in some of it. But that's my opinion. But, I never begrudge anybody singing a song. So, they're enjoying it. Everyone's having a good time, and it's great to bring, get interested, bring some old songs back as well to the forefront. Like John Flynn is doing, like, you know what I mean? Brought songs that people haven't heard for a while, you know what I mean? Brings back, and, these lads just put themselves out there, and they have done well.
I know Lady Pete would...
Oh yeah,
she's
yeah.
quoted as saying that you had inspired her to singing.
Well,
so
sorry,
maybe it started with you.
Rady Pete was in my class in school. Somebody else I forgot to mention when we asked about the influence. I went blank when I couldn't remember who was in school with me. But Rady was in my class in school. Like, we hung around together. We actually did the Young Scientists together back in the 4th year, which is funny enough. I don't know what the project was about, but anyway. Yeah, well, she did. Yeah, she has said that. But because Rady never sang in school when we were in. I was the main singer, in the Bonny Sculla. But yeah, Rady, like, I would never have heard her singing. She did a few harmonies and all with us, but and she kind of started singing, and she's done very well for herself, And yeah, it's nice of her to say that as an influence. Probably an influence because that's who she was listening to when we were in school the whole time. And sometimes maybe I do listen to her and think that she is a bit similar to the way I'd sing at times, like, she's her own style, like, It's not, I wouldn't say we're similar singers, really.
You've collaborated with some other people you might tell us about.
I'm trying to remember who over the last few years. Who I sang with? God, the years have gone by and I can't remember a lot of stuff. So, last year I did a really nice. It was over with one of my favourite singers and musicians ever, Liam Ó Maonlaí. Was over in Edinburgh. And then with 3 Gaelic singers as well. That's another influence is kind of on my singing. I wouldn't listen to a lot to to a lot of Gaelic singers. I'm blanking on the lady's name from Uist. Anyway, I know her, but I can't remember her name. What's her name?
Mary Smith.
No,
no. Flora.
No, from South Uist. She's in her 50, I'd say.
Oh, right.
You do know her, like. Anyway, I'm blanked. I'll come back to me. But because I lived in Scotland for 4 or 5 years, so I used to go to a few singing sessions over there. Brilliant singers over there, like, you know what I mean? Some great young singers, and it's a very big thing there as well, singing. There's a lot of competition there amongst young singers. There's so many of them want to become professional, and that's what they do. Completely different to here. Do you know what I mean? So that's there. So I did a gig in Edinburgh with Sheehan, which is Ailey Cormac was one of the singers, great singers, them, and also with Liam and Alan MacDonald as well. So that was brilliant. Got to sing, we sang loads of songs, and it was brilliant because I know Liam for years. He went to our school and he's always very encouraging and everything as well. Where else? I've obviously sang with the Bonny men years ago. We're going away again now. Who else have I sang? Different. I used to do a lot with, like, with Gerry O'Connor and Fintan Valley and all these guys as well. Like, we played Componic together. I went away with Salsa Celtica years ago, singing with the Cuban lads, and Julie Fowlis used to do it. I think she got me to do the gigs. We did that, and there's probably loads of stuff over the years, but I can't remember half of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've been lucky to, like, living in Belfast now. I had a great time there, and I lived there. I used to go down to Sunday night with Rory Canaan, great, unbelievable guitar player, singer, and with Barry Kerr as well. So we would have been hanging around the Sunday night singing songs. That's where I got there's a song, Those Croppies Who Would Not Lie Down, that Barry gave me the words. He gave me that song. So there's loads of people. Big, the gang in Dublin who we hung out with, we all loved singing. So we used to be singing down the Bellbridge at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't be, Aidan Mhathúna, great singer, one of my best friends as well. And, I was so lucky to be just singing songs with her over the years as well. So
I want you, loving the conversation, but I would love another song as well.
Would you?
Go for it, yeah.
Try and think here. Would I sing? Try and think something nice. I'd sing Caisleán Uí Néill. This is from, I just need to make sure I'm warmed up there. Scared the storm. Another thing I always say to people when they're singing, as advice I give to you, is that sometimes people sing a song completely in the wrong key and they're singing away and they just keep going. Always stop and sing again. There's nothing wrong with that, like, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to do that, and, like, it's all about the musicality. Like, you want to be. I think that some people don't mind people being out of tune. I do. Okay, that's the way I can go on that. Anyway, Ske the slan honi here shake Ske the slan honi here Shame molena gers nach en noch de tus Leis on na mocha din is beirúd Avril goch mei shalet alone Marger her to autumn teire Vile grog as ni latse marun Ach ik de farrier gei Tá na sleif ti gallitir mes tu Tá na gordini sha wasach Vile gragal agus michel omheng Tá na pausi seo ag fasan Is I brach ti wacha tú riamh Mar halach a I war Seachon in is a cholín samóra Or a dela amach rawem Cúli dalin go Caisleán Uí Néill Is I Caisleán Uí Néill Tá na perla a bhainne diamsa móra Adog mé hain is béistó Go mar an is gantlua halach a I war Seachon in is a cholín smóra Ach a hawan in I le fall Ach on a réaltí nóis a tar na malú Domhnaill Or a daño ni más tarín Say a gallichi dich op I vla clia Or a daño nariste Say a galler on malú dir Chamalum se tiron Keger wari tarisk mar spray Ach a bad in lumse va poste Le mostorin I Caisleán Uí Néill Sinead, that's it.
You love that.
We're getting Gareth, but
Who taught you that?
that's a version of Darach O'Conn's Caisleán Uí Néill. There's a few versions of that song. So again, got that off Séamus, from recording years ago. I hadn't actually sang it for around 10 years until more recently I kind of cropped back in. There's certain Aran War that you'd know, like, and that was, it took around a year to learn a song like that when you were younger, like,
How do you learn a song?
Because you used to go, how do we learn one? Oh, you have to sit down and learn it. Like, well, you have to learn the words. You have to listen to the song. A song like that can take time. When you're younger, people. How do you learn it? Just by listening to the song and learning the words. Which sometimes I used to struggle to learn the words because you'd forget them, and then. But sure, that happens. You can't be too hard on yourself. But what I always say, it's funny now when you asked me. A few things are coming back. So when you asked me earlier about people learning now and listening. Some people I teach singing to, they expect to just learn the song in a week. These songs, and slow, like an English song or, something that's a bit hard. I was like, no, like you have to work at this for a good few months, especially at that age. Listening and kind of not at that age, because they're the people I'm teaching, then you could be learning when you're older, but listen to it, hear the kind of musicality between the lines, and the phrasing's so important. Like, I always remember Una Ban saying to me, carry the music from one line to the next, and that's always stayed with me. And making sure it sounds musical, because it's just nice for somebody to listen to that in a way. Like you've got, well, Sarah, other music singers are like Sarah Grealish, brilliant. Like she has that, like, you know what I mean? That's the way they sing. Dara O'Cahan had that, like, you know, all the Grealishes, that kind of style of, you know, that's singing. That's who I like to listen to, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's very important. So when I'm learning, you have to sit down and learn it. Like you have to listen to them. So that's that.
That's that.
It's nice to be here.
You've plans to record?
Oh yeah, well that started a few years ago, and got a bit halted because of the pandemic and then my career and stuff. But yeah, no, I need to focus on that now. Afterwards, I keep saying that, but yeah,
Please do.
I do. No, and I want, you know, just get a few songs and enjoyable, especially with all my friends and everything like that as well. That's really what it's about. Yeah, so it's sad now. Like this year, obviously lost Séamus, Mathúna and Sean Garvey, you know, in the last few months, and a lot of singers going. As you walk up the street there, it's like you used to see them. Like I always saw Sean around, and like Séamus be standing at Flynn's at the corner down there. So yeah, no, so yeah, plans is singing away, get a few new songs.